What's up, guys? Knicks Daily here. I just made a Mets video. I actually wasn't going to make a Knicks video today, but I happened to be going across the news, and we actually are getting a look at what the Knicks offered for Donovan Mitchell. And it is 5 first-round picks, Obi Toppin, and Evan Fournier. I will say that is not enough for Donovan Mitchell. I mean, let's be real. The guy is a 25 points per game scorer in his prime. He, of course, in the playoffs is like third all time in scoring. You can't win a championship with him as your number one option. But if the Knicks were to get Donovan Mitchell, they'd be a serious threat in the East. I believe that we could beat anyone. I've said this numerous times. Would the Knicks make the Eastern Conference Finals? Probably not. But I think we could take just about any single team to 6 or 7 games in a hard-fought series, and that's a huge upgrade from where the Knicks were last season. I mean, Obi Toppin, of course, showed a lot of promise at the end of last season, specifically, well, actually only when Randall wasn't playing. So it took Randall getting shut down for Obi to be unleashed, which is a huge concern. And I'm talking about Coach Thibodeau for doing that. I ran for Coach Thibodeau for 20 minutes, but I'll save you guys the trouble because I've done it enough on this channel. Evan Fournier obviously would be for salary purposes. So I actually don't have an issue with Utah declining this. They should decline it. 5 first-round picks is a lot. Obi is a young player, and Fournier is basically just a filler. You have to have Emmanuel quickly in this. You've got to have probably Quentin Grimes, one of those guys, and then you've got to have a couple more, like McBride would have to be in it. Either that or we give up RJ Barrett and draft picks. So, I mean, Donovan Mitchell, you can say what you want about him, about he's undersized, about how he really won't be able to win, but he still is a borderline superstar in this league. He's not quite a superstar, but he's a tier below that. I mean, he's an all NBA level player. So it's interesting to see that the Knicks did include 5 first-round picks because I did think that we wouldn't be willing to go up that high, but now we know that the Knicks are willing to give up those 5 picks. But will they increase their offer? Let's take a look at the comments. So someone says, don't do it, Knicks. Someone said they're asking way too much for a marginal star. No way. Another guy says they are getting greedy. 5 first is insane. Yeah, you know what? I do get both sides. 5 first-round picks is a lot for Donovan Mitchell. But at the same time, would you rather have a franchise with 5 first-round picks that might not even guarantee you anything? Or would you rather have Donovan Mitchell? I think I'd rather just keep Donovan Mitchell, man. You're not going to be able to do anything with those 5 picks unless you're trying to flip them into another trade or something like that. I mean, the Knicks obviously have not drafted very well as of late. I mean, of course, we did find some guys later on like Quentin Grimes and Amanda Quickly and Miles McBride. But honestly, in those like top 10 picks, bro, like I'm looking at a Kevin Knox. I remember when we drafted Kevin Knox, I literally like just I was that was probably the most pissed I've ever been. I just knew something was gonna be off with that. And of course, Frank Ntilikina. I don't remember exactly how I felt about Frank. I kind of did like the pick because of his defense. That didn't work out, to say the least. And of course, he comes in against the Hawks in the playoffs and like is just literally checks in and has to guard Trae Young, and it was not a good situation for Frank to be in. And Porzingis was a good pick, but obviously we would trade him, and that trade would work out beautifully. But still, the Knicks have not really drafted well, so I'd be willing to give up 5 first-round picks pretty much any day for Donovan Mitchell. But then once we start talking about Quickly and Quentin Grimes and Obi and like all that, then it starts to get a little bit excessive here because the Knicks are going to have Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, and Julius Randle. They'll still have Hartenstein and Sims and these boys. They'll have Cam Reddish. Like the Knicks will still be in a good spot. But we are giving up our entire future. Like that's the Knicks' entire future. So I mean, do you value Donovan Mitchell or the Knicks' future more? To me, obviously, I prefer Donovan Mitchell because we'd win more games and it would help the channel. But in terms of longevity and flexibility, I mean, if the Knicks can't win a championship in 2 to 3 years with Donovan Mitchell, what's really the purpose of the trade? So outside of that, I'm probably going to get out of here just because I've already basically told you guys how I feel. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you have any ideas for me to make, let me know. I definitely would love to do it. I did see that ESPN had us winning. I want to say, I don't remember if it was 38 or 39 games, but that's pretty ridiculous. I mean, the Knicks won almost that much without a point guard, with Alec Burks, and Kemba was hurt, Rose was hurt. So now you add in Jalen Brunson, you add in Julius Randle, who's in better shape, another year of RJ, and development of these younger guys. I do think the Knicks will win at least probably 43, 44 games, without a question. I mean, I think the Knicks are going to be really good. With Donovan Mitchell, we'd probably get up to 50 games. So you'd have to imagine that the Knicks will win. Donovan Mitchell will lead us to more than just 6 more wins. So maybe the Knicks will be like 43, 44 without Mitchell and with Mitchell maybe 50 to 53. I mean, that would be a lot of wins, but I do think the Knicks could get there. It's going to come down to just really development and believing in this team, believing in each other. And I do think that the Knicks will be a tough team to beat. But yeah, Knicks Daily, I'm signing out. Peace.